Hey, I'm Kay, just a girl making ridiculously crazy builds in The Sims. Come check them out. I am back with the final build for the Kiyomatsu Point Ski Resort and Spa, which is built in Mount Kamorbi? Kamorbi? Is that how you say it? I don't know. We got a dude here who's going to live there so we can show you around. His name is Chance Mountain, of course, and he has a cat named Snowy, which would be Snowy Mountain, so that's pretty cool. So as you can see, this build is pretty big. I've built a monstrosity. Yeah, I didn't put too much detail in it. As you can see here, it's just pretty much the basics of what would be in it. Not a lot of decor stuff going on because I didn't want it to crash your computers. I want you to be able to download it and play with it and be like, this is pretty cool, or this sucks. But really, I meant to just build a hotel up here, basically a ski resort for people to go to. And it ended up being a little bit more than that. So I've added a restaurant, a 2-story retail space. I've added a whole wedding venue area if you want, including the spa area. So let's take a look. So as we come into the lobby here, you'll see under the stairs, there's these 2 water features. I did have rocks there with the waterfall on them, and it was really cool looking. However, it did not allow the stairs to function. And of course, the elevator that's there doesn't actually work. So I did take them out and put a different feature there. So the final build that you would be downloading, everything that wasn't workable is fixed. So it is totally usable. Just keep that in mind when we go through the video. So I realized there's bare drywall up in that skylight, but what I think is really cool is that when you put skylights in on this mountain, they just put snow over it. They don't work anyways, so that's pretty awesome. I like that. I think it looks really cool in a build. We're also going to put our imaginations into play and pretend like this is frosted glass. The intent was it was frosted glass for this big shower, because that would look really cool. But they don't have that option, at least in the packs that I have. Again, I'll mention I don't have all the packs. I have I don't even think I have half the packs, really. I just pick and choose the ones I think are the coolest. And if I have the money, I'll buy it. And if I don't, I will just play with what I have. So one of those examples of things not working, I put a slab in front of the sink. It makes the sink not usable. I knew that when I was building it, but I still thought it looked cool, so I did it anyways. Anyway, I have taken it out and I fixed it so that the sim can use the sink. Now we're going to get into the full overview of the floor plan because I didn't really go through everything in the little video. So starting off, you have two ways to enter here into the vestibule, or you can go around the side into the retail space only over here. But if we come into the vestibule here, right before we get into the main lobby here, with reception off to the side, and in behind that we have an office. And then coming out of there, I did want two elevators, but of course you can't do that. So I just did doors and it looks dumb, but it is what it is. The two water features under here, I did fix that as mentioned before, so you'll see that later. In the retail space, it is a 2-story retail space in here. It's basically just skis and boots because that's what you would buy. Now coming down here, this is where all the guests would stay. So there are 5 guest rooms on this level. The 2 in the back here just have a balcony off the back. They all come with walk-in closets and a ensuite washroom, of course. The one at the very back here, the closet and ensuite are on this side, but on the other side they actually have a walkout to what I'm pretending is a hot tub. So all the ones on this side have a pretend hot tub with access to the hot springs. So they're sort of the elevated, upgraded rooms. They all have fireplaces. The one closest down here that we did the walkthrough in, it has a walk-in closet which goes into the washroom, into the shower room, which had that big glass wall, which I'm pretending is a frosted wall because that would look cool. Because of course we don't want people seeing our guest in the shower, or do we? I'm not sure. So continuing on, the hot spring area here can only be accessed through this one door. So you have to pay for the spa services to use everything. So the pool is back here and there's a sauna in here. And then down this back hall, it goes into the change rooms. There is a his and hers change room. So going into the his change room here, I'll just slide over. There are showers in here, and then there's a private change room and the locker rooms in here, and a washroom, of course. And then down through here is how you can access this area. So into the female change room, there's the 2 doors into showers, washroom, 2 private change rooms, and then the full locker room area. And then back out to the front here. Now right beside that is the spa. So in the spa here, we have a custom fireplace that I've built, which we'll see later. Down the hall, there's a washroom for them, as well as there are 2 massage rooms that each have a shower in there, because that would be typical of a spa. Now when we come out and go behind the reception desk, there is a door into the employee section with a washroom, a little kitchenette, and an eating area. Now when we come straight out here into the main hall, there is a desk here that you would use to pay for the rock climbing services or any of the spa services other than the massage area. That's technically what this desk would be used for. So in hindsight, I should have put like a unisex change room or the his and hers and a family change room, but I ran out of space and I didn't even think about it at that time. But you could, if you wanted to, change that area. It's totally up to you, but it is what it is right now. So coming down the hall, there is a little cafe area here with access into another employee lounge with kitchenette, seating, locker space for everyone, a little washroom back in here, and then on this side is a bunk bed for anyone who needs to stay because it's stormy and they're on a mountain. Also, Chase, who runs the whole resort, should probably have a room, but I didn't give him one, so he can stay there. Now, from that employee room, you can get out into a hallway into 2 washrooms that are within the restaurant. So this whole restaurant area, we're going to swing down here. There we go. So I've done some elevated seating areas, and I've tested, checked that everything works, and it does. So the front little area where you come in and say, hey, I want to come into the restaurant, then you sit down. There are 2 doors here that go into a kitchen and then a refrigeration room in the back. Down the hall, we're back at the front again. And now we are going to jump upstairs to, there's 2 washrooms back down in this main hall as well. There's a ton of washrooms, but technically a build like this would have that, so I did it. Now up on the 2nd floor here, now that we can use the stairs, they are usable now, you can access the 2nd level of the retail space. Although I didn't put a cashier up there also, which would have made more sense. They're down, so you still have to go downstairs to buy something. Anyway, there are 5 more identical rooms up here with the pretend hot tubs on the decks up here, which technically they'd be cold tubs, so that would be fun. Your Sim's gonna freeze to death. But that's okay, because they're on a mountain. Anyway, utility room up here, and then the whole wedding venue over here. So in this area, just a little like just like main entry area, looks down on the restaurant. There's a coat hook area here, and then into what I'm calling a cocktail lounge. So just tables kind of all over the place where you would just come in before the wedding starts to just sort of be there. And then in here is the wedding room, like the ceremony room. So in behind the ceremony room, there is a little hall here with some closet space that access the bride and groom dressing rooms. So we have the grooms here with a washroom, and then the brides on this side with a washroom. I've included a little shower room here as well, just because I had the space for it. Yeah, so whether they use it or not, that's up to your Sim. So coming back out here, am I coming out? Yeah, coming back out, just scooting over to show you that I did include access to the rooftop as well. So that would technically be something that would be in a build like this. So I've included it just for authenticity. There are windows that look down on the rock climbing area, and then across from that are washrooms. So there's an accessible washroom here, and then the his and her washroom there as well. And then stairs to go up to the next level, which we will check out now. So up on the top level here is the full reception area. So you're gonna come up here to another access to the rooftop here, and then just a kind of waiting room. In here, I was going to put couches along the sides, but I did forget for the video. I did do it after the fact, so in the download, there'll be some couches there. There's accessible washrooms here, and then his washroom, her washroom, and accessible washroom. Now the female washroom, I forgot to put the sinks in. I did add them, so the download does have them. Anything that was missing, I fixed it before I finalized the download for you guys. Now, coming out from the washroom here, back down this hall, we are in the large reception room. So these tables, I just did 2 long looking tables. I had them all scattered, but it looked a little messy, so I just put 2 long tables. We have the buffet tables back here, large dance floor here with a DJ, and then of course the bride and groom sitting area with present tables at the back, and then a bar area, which we will see later. Now we're just going in to show you that everything works again, so he can use the stairs. These are the detail fountains that I've built underneath them, which it works, so it's fine. Just showing the updated sink as well. So I put the slab behind it to hold any items you want to put on it and just move the sink forward. I did like the look before, but of course this is how it actually functions. So unfortunately we had to fix it if you want it to function, right? Now just showing you that the Sim can get behind the bar and use it. It looks like it's really close to the wall, but as long as you have half a tile, your Sim can get in there and use the space. So everything here works. Coming down the stairs there, he's going to go in and show you that he can access one of the seating areas in the restaurant, just to show you that everything is usable. He can go in there and he can sit down in this chair that you'd think he wouldn't be able to get to. But everything works. So the only thing I didn't do was designate the rooms as like businesses. So I never clicked on anything and said this is a business and gave it a name. I left that for you to do if you want. or just play with it the way it is. So you can see he's bringing in a bowl that he mixed, unfortunately, in the staff room. Even though there's plenty of counter space here, he took it to the staff room to mix it and then brought it back to the oven here. I was just showing you that he could get into the tiny space of the kitchen and use it. But that doesn't mean he's going to use it properly, right? Now we're going to bump over to this fireplace that I built. So I've raised it up and he's like, hey, I can't turn it on. But I did a little cheat where I had him upgrade the fireplace on the floor. I did a cheat to get him to level 4 for upgrading. No, level 4 maintenance so that he could upgrade the fireplace. And then I did it for it turns on when you're in the room. So that's the only way it's going to work in that feature. Anyway, here's him climbing up the thing. He's not really good at it, which you think he should be. He owns this business, but, you know, he can work on that. And then I just have him coming into, showering in there. I actually told him to like, switch into his bathing suit in the locker room, but he chose not to. I mean, you can't make them do everything, can you? Check out this build and others I've made on my gallery ID, Simply Designing. Thanks for watching!